how everything drafts out, how these two teams decide to kind of pick their gods, and where everything falls into place. Again, this match is for that 5th seed, so still important, even as Final K highlighted. Getting a little bit of extra in your pocket is always nice to make sure you can hold that seed.
Yeah, I'll play Smite for money is exactly what the pros are saying. But don't be fooled by the ban phase. Chat, very often, even when we see air quotes, interesting compositions, it doesn't really reflect itself until the picks actually start to roll their ways through, because pros don't like playing against certain picks. Nobody likes lining up against a Yamoja who's going to be able to find a ton of pressure in lane and offer your team a ton of sustain. Nobody really enjoys playing against the Ardio because she has a ton of abilities and healing for her team, but instead it is going to be the Sylvanas banned out here by the Jade Dragons, and as it stands, seems like we could be in store for a pretty standard match.
Yeah, I don't imagine anything crazy will come out of the banning stages at the very least. Probably first few picks will be fairly standard. We'll see where everybody decides to go with Sylvanas and Yamoja. The first one's taken off. No surprise, these two Guardians in their respective roles of that support lane have just been so oppressive, honestly. Sylvanas' early game damage allows pretty much any hunter to be able to thrive in the early stages. Yamoja, to that same regard, the amount of healing that they provide for their teams, even with that Lotus Crown that's become so prevalent with these healer Guardians. It just makes them so much of a menace in the early stages.
It does, and speaking of early menaces, Uhl gets removed from the table here, and he's not just a menace in the early, he also has incredibly strong scaling with the new mace tree, well, new maces, they might as well be new, as strong as they are now with additional power and cost reductions throughout the entirety of that tree, as well as Transcendence's recent buff, means that Uhl is likely going to be in the meta for a good while here. As long as assassin jungles are good, Uhl is generally going to be good as well, so we'll see where the Jade Dragons would like to go with their next ban. I'm expecting Ardio to eventually find her way inside the ban column, but instead, still is going to be that Terra. Keep it in line with the Guardians, keep it in line with those heal Guardians, gods that all utilize that Lotus Crown incredibly well. Going to be removed here.
Yeah, Geb and Khepri, still some of the newer guard of the Guardians that are available, but you can only take, if you're going for those and the Ardio, you can only take 2 of the 3, so one of those is going to have to make it through. It's not going to be Geb. That one gets banned away by the Oni Warriors. Jade Dragons have one final ban before we jump into the actual pick phase and see which of those gods does end up sliding through. Jade Dragons have a lot to think about. Do you want to have to go against the Ardio? All the CC and control and everything in the world that they provide? Well, maybe we will get to see that. Odin is the final ban here by the Dragons, so both the Khepri and the Ardio do make it through. 2 different roles somewhat. We have seen a little bit of flex for the Ardio in the support role. We do see that locked in here first by the Warriors.
You know, I almost never dig in my heels and just keep calling for a singular ban, but I figured I was playing the numbers. 73% ban rate in phase 3 of the SPL. No way she works her way through, but she does exactly that. Ardio locked in first overall for the Warriors and is going to do exactly what we've been saying this entire time. Heal your team, have a ton of damage inside the lane, great survivability, amazing CC lockdown. But when you take a pick like this, you leave something available for the other side, and the Jade Dragons take set very early on. Generally, when we say set, get locked in, it is slated for the long lane. The bully potential of that god is incredibly strong, but I would be doing everybody a disservice if I don't bring up his flex potential. Set originally was a jungler and can still do so, could even flex into mid, but if I'm hedging my bets, I'm saying it's going to the duo.
Yeah, it seems that this god has just found his new home in the duo lane. When you pair that now with the Khepri, decent lane pressure, decent survivability, because that Khepri, especially with that Scarab's Blessing, able to pick one person and say, hey, if you die, don't worry, I've got your back, bring them right back in the fight. A little bit less health, but a little more, obviously, because you were dead originally on. But to answer against that Khepri, we do see the Achilles locked in. That execute will go right through the Scarab's Blessing, so if you can get that execute off, target will not revive. They are just gone out of the map. And all of a sudden, somehow with all these new Guardians that have come through, and that seems to be what everybody wants to ban away. No, no disrespect towards it. These Guardians are all very strong, but we've been seeing so much Tiamat get through. In fact, yesterday we even saw it make it all the way to a 10th pick. The Warriors, they'll grab that here before that second round of bans.
Yeah, Tiamat is still very good. She just has fallen off a little bit in recent weeks. I believe it's like a 70% pick ban rate. She has decent win rate as well, but her damage output remains largely unchanged. Her ability to split push, although nerfed at the beginning of Season 8 or the beginning of Phase 3, still pretty good as well, and her late game scaling might be, bar none, the best of the mage column. So no surprise to see the Oni Warriors take it very early on inside of their draft. On the other end, though, the Jade Dragons pick up yet another Guardian, kind of shoring up that front line. Cerberus could act as a great form of AoE CC to set up for the abduct, burn some beads, and make sure that nobody's feeling too comfortable on the side of the Warriors.
Hey, maybe now that Final K knows that it's not random when you get the stun, we'll see a little bit more action out of the Cerberus. Well, jokes aside, Cerberus does get locked in here, very strong front line, and Ares and Nox banned away by the Jade Dragons. Not a fun god to ever go against, is that Nox. The amount of lockdown and silence potential that god brings out is just, honestly, a little too much to deal with. In Conquest, it's a little bit less so. Other game modes, this god is largely seen as one of the more obnoxious gods in the game to deal with, but in this main, in the main mode here, the SPL, you don't really see a whole lot of her. Nobody's really playing this god.
Yeah, she's kind of butts. She's bad.
She don't really do that much.
Yeah,
I mean,
she does a lot.
She can do a lot.
All right, so I'm going to break it down for you guys.
Okay.
Nox is bad because you have to use 2 abilities to get the value from 1. Okay? If you're dropping your 2 just on her own, you're not landing it. It takes a long time for that ability to pop. Instead, it just becomes a silence field on the ground. You need to land your 1 to make sure the damage comes through, and well, that means that you're largely relying on having almost your entire kit available to you at all times, which means that she does a little bit less than the other meta mages. But to speak to your point, incredibly annoying. Nobody likes getting hit by a Nox because when she does line up that combo, it does a lot of your HP.
It does a lot, and you just don't get to play the game for a little bit of time. And then pretty much everybody then collapses in on you and you die. But that one's getting banned away, so nobody has to worry about it. It'll also be a Giannis and a Morgan. That leaves Susano open for the Jade Dragons to lock in for Sam for Soccer, and then Naja. On the other side, a little bit of Naja has been seeing some resurgence here in the SPL. We saw it yesterday with the Valkyrie set. Now you get to see it here again today, and then a Loki immediately afterward, and now I have absolutely no idea where everything is going.
Yeah, we got an interesting comp. It was looking pretty standard for a while there. But
they got us in the first half.
Double assassin lock-in does shift things up. If I had to guess, Loki jungle, Naja Achilles lane. Loki doesn't really do much in a lane whatsoever. I mean, he doesn't have the decoy anymore, so his lane clear not so strong. His poke a little bit too close range to utilize inside of the laning phase. So instead, probably headed for the jungle.
But I think...
Lucky me, huh?
I'm wondering if this is the first game, I'm pretty sure it is, that has just straight up not had a hunter in it, period.
Yeah, not a hunter meta, according to a lot of these SPL teams. I mean, these assassins keep going in. I said yesterday that I don't think it's that assassin ADCs are really good, it's that set ADC is really good. And I'm going to stand by that. I do not think Achilles ADC is necessarily the wave, but I think Achilles is good up against what we see.
Oh my god, goodbye heroine, vote. Hey, putting a little work in as a jungler here, the Loki with first blood. Just 40 seconds into the game, really, really quick. And I'll admit, I don't think Hurry expected it just as little as I did.
I mean, uses the beads, still not enough to save his life, and already a good start for the Oni Warriors. And I said it yesterday with that Valkyrie's comp. Comps like this have to get ahead. Because they just don't have the capability to fight you from behind. They don't have the sieging potential, the objective burn. They're missing too much in those departments, so they need to get ahead early if they want to find a victory, and that's a good start.
Especially when you look at tanky bodies, and this Khepri is going to be one of them, although right now maybe not in that position. Mike's taking a lot of damage, Vote's over here, and they're going to run and rush him down. They will get the kill, Cuvo's low, and you can bet Panda Cat's looking for one. He's going to be able to find it. Sam lurking in the jungle, maybe going for the fight, but in the 2v1 doesn't want to take it. Will back off. And ultimately, Panda Cat scoops up one, but it's a good start for Vote. Start marking off those gods. Zeus hasn't been played?
Yep. For good reason.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue that. But it's definitely a position where I would have maybe expected one of these teams to lean that way. It's kind of startling me. 1,200 gold in favor of the Oni Warriors right now. A good sash onto Herwin. He's already half health, has barely any mana to work with. A good strife peels for him, but it's not enough to help save Sam on the other side of the map. Sam taken down by Vote. A 4-0 start for the Loki. And you had called it, if you want to win in a comp like this, this is what you have to start like.
Gotta get ahead. And, eggs meet basket. Vote is the basket here. All of them are under his name.
But so it's going to be very frustrating.
Yeah,
I can imagine several instances that could happen this game. And now he's going to be feeling frustrated for a different reason. Sam, a little bit lower in the lane, but Panda Cat's going to jump from behind the wall. Gets a lot of the damage, forces the ult to get the disengage. And Sam's going to go for the follow-through. The ult cleans him up under the tower, and they pick up their second kill of the game.
Just easy mode, because this is what Set does. He just makes it so your mobility is irrelevant in comparison to his. He just has too much.
There's a good sash. Oh, actually up to the air. I didn't think this was going anywhere, but Dardes wants to make something happen. Votes in the neighborhood, and it's going to be 5 kills for the Warriors, all of them onto the Loki. And he's just happy. He's vibing in the jungle right now. Maybe he needs to make a permanent swap. This is actually looking pretty good for Vote.
He's joked about it many times, and I don't know how much of a joke it really is, because he has looked really good whenever he swaps over to this jungle like we've been talking
Getting
about.
controlled really well by the Warriors. Although you're starting to see where the lack of that pressure is, right? They go for this red buff, doesn't quite go the way they want it to. Vote's getting aggressive. So far hasn't been able to find any kills immediately in the last minute and a half, 2 minutes. And so they're still looking for that pressure. In fact, well, hey, color me corrected. Kerwin caught out going to the back camps. And that is going to be Vote picking up a kill. Nice and easy. Infiltrator Loki infiltrating the jungle.
Yeah, I mean, just leads with the
Strike
ultimate
channel.
That last final big swing, I think, is going to be his best immunity frame. But then he's just going to get autoed after that. Like, you just don't have options.
Well, Panda Cat's going to get aggressive again onto Cuvo Fred, chasing him under the tier 1. And this time, he's going to follow it up because he has the damage to do so. An easy kill once again for Panda Cat happening over there. The 6-0 balanced out by the 0-3, but it still seems a little skewed in favor of the Warriors with their gold lead.
I mean, it's just on Vote right now. That's a look at his net worth. You see it compared to everyone else's. I mean, he's up 1,400 gold individually over Sam.
That is pretty much the lead.
That's the lead. So as long as you're not fighting around Vote, you're fine.
Well, unfortunately, they're fighting around Vote. Luckily, they're looking for a kill. Sam gets low, but FineOK is going to find the shutdown, get the bonus. Sam's now low. Scarab's blessing onto him, gets the res. And Polar Bear Mike's trying to save his life. Neil Maz rotating in. The RDO looking for a little more damage. The teleport not going to be able to get this, but what a good stun from FineOK. Stops Neil from chasing, saves his jungler, and now Mike just has to get out alive. And with the health bar he has going for him, he's not worried.
That is huge. They get the shutdown on the Vote. Maybe a bit unlucky that it goes to FineOK. I think you'd prefer to have that on the Susano. Form of hard CC for Cuvo. It means that shield won't force speeds anymore. And it's excellent when you get to the team fighting stage because Naja oftentimes so reliant on hitting those easy sash ultimates or blink ults.
Well, now we get to see exactly how that looks in action, although he's got Sam as well. Forced to use the ult to try and disengage. Sam chases him down, and a little bit more damage does the trick. Cuvo goes down thanks to the Typhoon from Sam. And now they're chasing around Nika and Dardes. Looks like Neil might just get solo killed over here. The Fire Giant doing a little bit of work. FineOK with the leap, looking for the spit long range. And he's going to need it to be long range. Neil is healing up and staying just far away. Misses the spit. And now this is coming back to what is just standardly a Guardian boxing match. I'm surprised that Neil is ahead and alive. He jukes out the jump. FineOK dives the tower. Finally is able to get the kill. Takes him a little bit longer than he'd like. At some point, Vote took some damage, got out of the engagement, and it looks like Nika is going to peel for himself.
Most Hunter players are going Beads Aegis pretty much every game.
Yeah. I didn't check all of the other Hunters, but I could guarantee if it's going to be like the 1%ers down there where it's like, yeah, they got Blink for funsies this game just to see what would happen. As Dardes sashes PBM, and the lockdown just wide. A little bit of damage being dealt, and there's going to be Sam pulling Dardes in. The ult used to try and create some space, but it's not enough to get away from Panda and Sam. The two assassins work in tandem to make sure they get the kill. A good Scarab's Blessing keeps Sam alive, and they manage to find a kill onto Vote. Shut him down one more time, and now they're locking up the Tiamat. Nika just locked between 4, and the Dragons are going to turn their eyes to the Gold Fury.
Panda Cat still zoning out Fred, who just was not able to find that Scarab's Blessing execute trump card that he had in his pocket. Vote went into the back line, nearly one-shot Sam. It was just that Scarab's Blessing.
It is now hovering around a 4,000 gold lead for the Dragons after that Gold Fury. Pyromancer, Fire Giant available on the right-hand side. Of course, we still have all 12 towers standing right now. A potential 1v1 happening in the jungle. Sam looking for a little bit more damage, but neither jungler goes down here. Vote with a sliver of health, 20 to his name. Sneaks on out of there. Sam a little more, is able to walk away as well. That was explosive for nothing to come out of it.
Very close, and it's because that mantle pickup by Sam, that little stun actually made a big difference.
And now it's once again the Tiamat in mid lane, Dardes as well. in a little bit of trouble. Good strike from Hurry, gets the damage connect, but doesn't have the follow-through to get exactly what they need. Mike is tanking the tower, and it is opening up a lot of conversations. Good body blocks, good pull, and Herwin's looking for a little bit more. There's the Scarab's Blessing, whether it's for move speed, if he thought he was going to take the damage, doesn't matter. Also over here in the dual lane, Panda Cat once again soloed out Cuvo Fred. He finally knocks down a tower.
Good relic usage and dodge there by Herwin to get out.
Vote kind of surprising me by getting this deep. Look, there's a level 19 set just around the corner. One false step, and you're going to get taken down. Well, it's going to be caught out once again by Sam. They're going to get into the 1v1, but this time Panda Cat is here to make sure the kill is secured, and he takes care of Vote, but is now, I believe, 11 kills unanswered in favor of the Dragons. All 6 of the ones the Warriors have been picked up are all on Vote, and he has not been able to pick up the same presence. Here's Panda Cat doing Panda Cat things. Yeah, he did the damage the way we've seen even Aegis a little bit in there. Slowed the kill down.
Yeah, I don't know
so
why.
Maybe we have to give him some marks against him on that one.
Yeah, I don't know if he had to Aegis necessarily. He certainly does. And Vote still has one-shot potential on Herwin and Panda Cat, but we've seen him try and 1v1 Sam, and this mantle pickup from Sam has been really clutch. Has just taken that 1v1 potential off the board.
Sam was 2 levels down not too long ago. Now he is the first one to level 20 between him and Vote. Neil gets caught by PBM and pulled back to the masses. The damage seems to be there. The RDO cannot escape this one. One more hit is all it takes. Fine, okay. Credit for the kill. And the group up, especially with the Oni minions here, are going to aggress onto the tier 2 tower, and right it falls incredibly fast for them. And the Dragons seem to take that and want to push even further. Right now, there is only one Oni Warrior defending. It is Nika. The rest of the team is backing. Vote was lurking in the jungle as well. It seems like they're going to take the safe call, not go for Phoenix, instead go for FG.
Yeah, a little bit of frontline beads usage alert there from Neil, or lack thereof. Got CC chained, could have easily just beads that abduct and living to tell the tale.
They are on alert right now. They know Vote has to be somewhere nearby. The damage a little wide from Herwind, and they're instead going to aggress. Dardes Cuvo might be in the wrong spot. Cuvo tries to ult to get away, but we've seen that story already, and now it's more than just Panda Cat chasing him down. They get the kill right there. Dardes locked up in the back Harpies. Won't be able to escape this one. Gets a little bit of damage returned out, but that's all she wrote. Loki, Vote, notably, in the blue buff of the Dragons. With the Fire Giant being started back up, Pyromancer having just spawned in, Vote is all of their hopes.
It has to be, and Sam is on Loki hunt duty. Finds him here.
Oh, they're looking for the 1v1. Both half health. Fire Giant also around half health. Vote just taken down. Scarab's Blessing thrown out just in case. Now Neil tried to get aggressive, tried to move forward, and might end up paying for that with his life. Good apple coming from Herwin. Make sure some damage comes out, but Neil's healing just enough to stay alive. Well, until Herwin rectifies that problem. Takes him down, and now it is Nika versus the world. And the Fire Giant should be quaking in his boots, because I think this is the time that he'll finally die.
Yeah, surely he dies this time. It's been pull, reset, but finally I do believe the Jade Dragons will be going to take down this big objective, and it's just been consistent, good team fighting. I mean, look, the Warriors, they've all role swapped. We understand that this game doesn't matter much for either of these teams standing. Good proxy by Vote as well, so no wave coming in mid anytime soon for the Jade Dragons. That means left side is really their only viable siege target. And when you become one-dimensional on a siege like this, you know, Vote kind of forces them to be one-dimensional. It makes it a lot easier, especially when you've got a good long-range mage like Tiamat to get the job done. It makes it a lot easier to clear those waves and be in position because you don't have to worry about a different wave.
And Panda Cat is on Loki duty, it seems, as of right now. Try to keep Vote a little more preoccupied. Minions come in with them. That's going to be the aggression, the go button for the Dragons. Fine, okay, immediately zoning out Nika to make sure that Tiamat can't get anything done. Sam for Soccer throws the ult. Panda Cat solos out Vote, and they're going to make sure they find exactly what they need. Dardes is locked up between 2, and he's taken down by Herwin. They're rampaging forward as of right now. Panda Cat finds Nika in the Titan room. Might end up paying for it with his life. Scarab's Blessing saves him and keeps things going. It's a 2v5, and let's go ahead and make that one. Neilma versus the world, a position he has been in a few times, but this RDO isn't going to be able to do enough. Triple kill for Panda Cat, and let's call that game number 1.
Yeah, how about we ban set, Phyllis? Huh? Thoughts? I mean, maybe that's the call. Panda Cat.
That was 0-7. I might ban the Achilles so that Cubo can't pick it.
Yeah, maybe that's
on Twitter. Look, man, the Jade Dragons played with every single one of their players in their roles. They came with a better composition, and they won the game. Despite Vote's best efforts throughout the early, the Jade Dragons just come out ahead this time around.
Yeah, I think Aggro said it best is I don't know what QVO Fred did to make the rest of his team mad and make him play against a set ADC in off-roll and on ping, but did not get to have a whole lot of fun against Panda Cat nor Sam for Soccer. Nobody really got to have a fun time against these two assassins out of the Jade Dragons. Able to take a nice game 1 here and get us set up and get the momentum going for themselves towards game 2.
Yeah, for now, we'll see if the Oni Warriors try and make some of those adaptations. Say, all right, maybe we play in our roles. Maybe we at least go for a little bit more of a standard composition. Maybe a hunter gets locked in the next game. Yeah, I don't know, man. Something about assassins with ranged autos just doesn't appeal to the SPL anymore. But we knew it was going to be a fun one. We knew it was going to be a low-stakes match here, and the Jade Dragons clearly had a little bit of fun, but the Oni Warriors maybe had a little bit more fun, and it cost them the game.
Yeah, unfortunately for the Warriors, they do lose game number 1, even despite all the fun role swaps that they had. Maybe we see if they swap even more in game 2. Maybe I don't know, maybe Neil goes to play mid this time. Maybe Nika plays support. Who knows? Maybe they just do even more fun, even more role swaps. 6 kills for Vote. Again, the only 6 kills that the Warriors got. Jade Dragons, nice little even spread across the board. Polar Bear Mike, the only one who didn't get a kill in that game, but as a Khepri, not the easiest thing to be able to secure a kill for yourself.
I don't know. I feel like Mike could have done it. Maybe if he was trying. His heart just wasn't in this one.
Isn't he the one who has the most kills out of the supports in the SPL? I'm surprised he didn't have a kill.
I'm not Gore Miser. You gotta
on
ask
game
himself.
1.
All right, so first off, first order of business, Jade Dragons need to be banning Loki, right? 100% kill participation and acquisition
the Warriors
to the
need to ban
jungler on
Set.
the other side. And yeah, the Oni Warriors should likely ban Set. But outside of that, no complaints. Just keep rolling with what you've been doing. And well, I think we could just be in Set for another quick one.
Well, if we're going by what the team rosters do say down below, it looks like it will be everybody still staying in the same spots that they were in game number 1, so we won't see any kind of cheeky change-ups. Hey, we do see a cat, though, on screen. We don't get to see too many of the pets of the pro players. We see all of their, their cat towers and everything else, but we don't often get to see the pet actually pop up on screen.
So there's actually a good bit of lore behind that, J-Mac.
Okay.
So you're alluding to PBM. We don't often see his cats. Barracuda, we don't often see theirs. They actually don't have pets. Those cat towers are just statement and conversation pieces.
So it's just for show.
I've seen PBM play on the tower a couple of times, so maybe that's why he bought it. But I know for a fact Barracuda just got his, so he could talk about it.
Maybe just kind of throwing everybody for a loop here and make them think that they're all loving pet lovers, except
Sam,
we do.
Yeah, he loves his.
Sam clearly loves his pet. He's got it here on screen.
Yeah.
We've seen Barracuda's cat come on once or twice.
No, that was Derpy's cat.
That was Derpy's cat.
Yeah, different cat.
Different cat. But
So anyway,
this
go
one
to the
is
bans.
this one is Sam's, and these are the bans, pretty much the exact same ones from game number 1, except that we have a Khepri thrown into the mix. A little bit of annoying trying to kill one person, and then Khepri says, no, you don't get to kill that person, bring them right back. So this time, we'll be banned away by the Oni Warriors. Other than that, pretty much the same standards across the board with that Sylvanas, Terra, and Odin, and the Emoji, Geb, Khepri. And this time, the Oni Warriors get to have their hands at the set.
Yeah, dropping the Uno reverse card. Could be Set ADC. Again, could flex into the jungle and into mid as well. So we'll see if it does find itself in a little bit of an off-roll situation, but more often than not, it is going to find itself inside of the long lane. Just has so much kill pressure, the ability to close gap incredibly high. The second you get like 2 items under your belt, Skewer becomes like a 30% of your HP bar like every 9 or so seconds. So Set going to be here for the long haul. On the other end, though, a pick that has not seen too much play recently does get locked in very early on in the draft. Only 3 games here in Phase 3 with a very low percent win rate. 0, not a single win. 3 games played, 3 losses acquired. Artemis locked in conjunction with Uul. So Artemis, Hunter, Uul Jungle. I think Uul Jungle is actually good, by the way.
I'm going to throw a really wild curveball because we've only seen him do it one time, and it was successful the one time they did it. I'm gonna take a guess and say this Artemis is going solo for Final K.
You think so?
I'm gonna take a very wild, out of left field guess on that pick.
All right, we'll see. I'll back you on that. I mean, I could definitely see Final K taking it over there. It has some decent lane matchups, but as of now, we do not know what the Oni Warriors are going to be taking into the solo. So if the Jade Dragons want to, they can hold off on a couple of their picks and try and keep the illusion up that this Artemis is headed for either the Soul Lane or the Hunter role. It doesn't really show itself as of now. Horus and Soul going to be the lock-ins for the Oni Warriors. Soul likely headed for the mid lane. I don't know why I'm guessing. I don't even know who's playing the mid lane this game for these guys.
Get still Nika?
Horus probably headed for support, but we've seen him messing around inside the jungle a couple of times in ranked play. Oh, actually, point of correction here. We thought it was Artemis.
Oh.
Actually, the great trickster. It's Hades locked in, and then we skipped a pick, put Discordia on, and then Hunbots comes a little bit later. The Jade Dragons just,
Man,
they're freaking me out, man. What's going on?
This is wild. I mean,
what happened to the second ban phase?
We don't. There's no bans. No second bans.
They
It's
didn't
only
even
the
pass
first,
them?
No, it's just the first 3. They only did 3 bans.
Is that even something you could do in Smite? I've made a lot of custom lobbies in my day. I don't know.
You know, I'm honestly not sure. I'm just taking a gamble that is a possibility where you only do like Conquest 6 ban, but then
Okay, here come the bans.
Okay, now we get to see them. So they're coming a little bit later. I don't know how they were able to pull this one off.
The Jade Dragons are nuts.
They're sneaky. I don't know what they're doing, man. They have completely broken this game wide open. Not just with their picks, but the way that they're actually going about their picks. You know, funny thought here, with the set locked in, we have been seeing it go to the Hunter role, but now the Hunter player is in the jungle.
Oh.
And the jungler is now in the Hunter role. So maybe that's the ultimate mind game of where that god actually will go.
Yeah, maybe we do finally see Set inside the jungle, as we do get a much better look here at Sam's cat. Apologies for a little bit of the technical issues as we
No? Well, apparently we're back to the picks and bans.
Well, I wish we weren't.
Those have been touched back up. We do still have the cat on screen, though. That's the important thing. Is
Not
that
big enough.
As long as they keep this image on screen, we will be good. Second wave of bans do come through. It will be the Loki and the Daji. So it was Hades, Uller, Hunbats. That's been confirmed out here. And then the Set Horus Soul. On the other side now will be the Giannis ban by the Oni Warriors and the RTO, which I'm actually surprised made it this far in the draft, but you never know these days. You honestly never know.
You think it's going to be Discordia for the Jade Dragons?
I don't know. It would be a pretty solid guess considering we saw it earlier, but maybe that was just alluding to the last game. Maybe they were kind of tricking us with that.
No.
No, it is
they
Discordia.
weren't. No, Discordia
No, it
locked
is
in.
Discordia. That's good.
Yeah, good damage.
Good
you got
call.
a great CC here from the Jade Dragons. So you've got single target CC from Ull. Strife going to be very nice at self-peel. Hades as well. I would argue the fear that Hades gets from his second ability when your enemy is blighted might be one of the best abilities, just like full stop. It's just a 2-second CC. Just feels really good. Great peel, good setup for your team, as well as the ability to heal your squad. Also going to help you outside of these elongated battles, but even more so, and I've been kind of skirting the bush and not really wanting to talk about the elephant in the room. Fear no evil. That's just a good ability.
It's just good. Like, that ability has been good ever since its inception. No matter how much time you put on that cooldown, it is always just going to be a good ability to throw in the middle of a fight. Maybe it's not the Morgan. This is the Morgan playing tricks on us. Maybe it's actually the Awilish. Maybe.
Oh, I was doing a thing because the cam was on me.
The cam was on
talking,
you.
so
I'm
talking
see, now. It's
now,
back
production.
to me. Now it's back to me.
Oh yeah, just put it on
so
both
a
of us.
Wheelish Raw. So see, this was the Morgan tricking us. That's what it was. The Morgan's playing some spooky antics. We are getting close to Halloween, so a little bit of craziness going through with everybody. But a Wheelish Raw and King Arthur, the last pick, and now I'm not sure where's the King Arthur going to go
now.
actually?
Well, let's find out. Hey, it's Discordia mid. Mifflin's right. He gets the 100%, and he locks it down. It is, in fact, the Hades support. Aggro, you'll remember this. Hades used to be a Guardian.
Used to be a Guardian. It wasn't.
He was never played like it, but
No.
he was technically a Guardian.
No. Here's the deal, okay? Hades can't be that bad. And here's why. His 2, a.k.a. Shroud of Darkness, is a 2-second fear if they have Blight on them. That's 2 seconds on a normal ability.
It's pretty good.
That's nuts.
That's pretty good.
Even a 2-second silence is good.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good. He can't be that bad. You just can't convince me.
Can't convince you. Well, you know what? We'll see if Mike is going to be able to either, I guess, convince you or not throughout this one. Also has some nuts healing.
Yep.
It's one thing, you get to see it a lot in the solo lane, but I think you might see it even more over in the duo lane, considering he's going to heal not just himself, but also a Panda Cat-enabled Uller, which is a frightening sentence already. It's a Horus set duo lane coming out from the Warriors, and there seems to be some decent damage. This is a random fun fact, but Horus is the one warrior Nika does not have Diamond.
Really?
Yeah. Probably because he's not that great in the solo
Yeah,
lane.
he's not great in solo. Yeah, I guess that does make sense. Well, let's see how well Dardes can do on it.
Here, when he dropped
I mean,
that, it was very fun.
And it was less good then because it was a random direction.
Yeah, it was not great for you.
Yeah.
Much better now. Also, the Wukong.
Although I heard that there was like a way that you could determine which way they were going to be feared. Though I've also heard that you could do that because Hades' Sphere is in a random direction.
Oh my god, Mike dives
Okay.
the tier 1.
Okay.
And yeah, hey, Cuvo, free first blood delivered on a silver platter. He's just
Look at
going to
Mike's.
keep backing. And yeah, Mike laughing. He knew what he was doing.
I mean, he was close to get it. If he gets the kill, it's worth, right?
Yeah.
He just didn't get first blood, so it wasn't.
And now Panda Cat might be in a little bit of trouble. Wheelish right here, no ult, so can't pull off that jump. Vote's going to stick around, though. Panda Cat doesn't have a lot of mana to work with, and there is a tasty purple buff waiting right there. Unfortunately, I can see Mike, and Vote might have a little bit more trouble heading his way than he would like. A little bit of damage. The Feather Step gets it onto Panda Cat. He misses the stun. Dardes is here, but the long range seems to be just enough. No mana to work with. It's going to be up to Mike to save the day. The autos going to be able to do enough. Dardes gets a kill for himself, and Panda Cat goes down. And now Mike's in trouble as Cuvo keeps chasing him around. Not going to quite have the kill onto the mage
To a
support.
great start. This time it's the Oni Warriors duo lane, and I think this is even better for the Warriors because they needed Fred to get off to a lead. They get him the set, which is obviously a great adjustment as well.
Oh, Neil. Neil's just been under pressure from the first second. That's the tweet. Maybe coming back. Fine, okay, chose this King Arthur and knew he was going to be a bully and gets to drive it even further home up against the Ross
Solo.
Sam.
So I think Neil has studied up pretty well.
He's been doing his homework for this
Yep.
one. I am excited to see what he's going to be able to do. Neil snipes, not something you get to see too often, so maybe late game, that'll make a big difference. Right now, he is just trying to make it back to tower. I think that has been the state of the lane. There's going to be a Fear No Evil. Vote gets caught. The perfect dichotomy of ults to make sure he can't go anywhere. Dardes goes up to the skies and is trying to get out. Will disengage, but not without losing his jungler.
Love that Pillar of Agony there from Mike, straight after that Fear No Evil. That surrender vote, unfortunately, won't go through.
Yeah, I do believe they get fined if they surrender, so
I think
that
so
is
too.
worth throwing out there. It also answers any questions if you were wondering why we haven't seen surrenders in a few years. It is just
I don't know
not
what
financially
the current,
worth it.
Yeah, I don't know what the current rules are. You definitely can't do it
Pre-10.
Yeah, It used to be 20, but I don't know if they're allowed to do it at all anymore.
I hope not. I don't want another 2-minute debacle.
Well, no, yeah,
That'll never happen.
There's a time limit. Like you can't surrender before either 10 or 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I think the last I knew it was 20, but we just haven't seen one in years. So I don't remember what the current rules.
I like watching it. It is a giant Venn diagram of doom that the
Yeah.
Dragons have available for them. And we were told there just a second ago, it is still just 10 minutes. So we just haven't seen any in a long time.
Yeah, fair enough.
Probably because, admittedly, we've seen some really sick turnarounds 30 minutes into the game. I don't
yeah.
think there's much of a reason to, at least in the SBL level. Now, Fine OK caught out as he's trying to pull. There's a Fear No Evil. And that's going to be able to give them not one, but 2 kills. Dardes and Vote taken down in the right side jungle. Herwind makes a rotation alongside Mike. They want more. Strife just off the mark. And this Soul is going to be able to get out alive. Although Nika seems to be second-guessing his safety. Goes a little further back in the Tier 2.
Ultimate now on cooldown
Just-
as Panda Cat kind of pump fakes him underneath his own Tier 1.
I have to get it right. Yesterday I kept saying layers when I meant Lasbra and Lasbra when I meant layers.
That'll
as
happen.
well as Haddix and Benji. I don't know how I ruined those two. At least layers and Lasbra have the LA in common. Right now we have the P's in common. Polar Bear Mike, Panda Cat trying to run away. Vote gets aggressive. Good damage. Oh my god, take it down. Panda Cat had no chance to get out of there. PBM wants to fight again. But I don't know that he's going to be able to get the pull that he truly wants. Sam was in the jungle. They fall back. In fact, sometimes
Late
you
game.
still don't when
Right,
you
because you're
it
level 20.
with 160 prots. It's,
But
it's a nuts number.
He will
but-
easily be prot capped whenever he ults late game.
Well, now he needs a little bit of help. And he's not going to be getting it. It goes under the ground, but it's not enough to get away and get the disengage. Mike gets taken down. 4th kill for the Warriors. First kill for Vote. They start up the Gold Fury. Herwin's in the neighborhood. He's going to be moving a little forward, enough with the Golden Apple to thwart the Warriors' attempt. They're going to turn their eyes right onto him and Panda Cat. The damage is there and available for the Dragons. Doesn't seem enough to get a kill. Sam's here with ult. And that Gold Fury is going to get left behind.
Loki scales poorly, but with a more traditional team composition, I think it should enable the lead in the jungle to translate.
Now the pressure is on. Fear No Evil just used in mid. Doesn't quite get the catch they wanted it to. Dragons aggressing onto Dardes up into the skies with King Arthur. And that's going to be Fine OK, finding the kill on the rotation. Dardes has been someone, we talked a little bit about this Horus early on, hasn't had a lot going for him since then. I mean, he's only a level down, but we haven't seen much of him in the delivering of pain in this game. It's been a lot of receiving, much like Neil right there. 0-3-0 for the Raw solo. Like you said earlier, par for the course.
Yeah, this is all part of the Raw solo plan, okay? He's got Breastplate now. He's got E-Staff, so I do think he needs some more CDR. He's going to get 10% from his Bumba Spear upgrade. Not really sure why he goes Bumbas, but he did. So we got that. Maybe he goes Hammer and goes Blink for his second relic now. It's an option.
On Dardes, hey man, I was just trying to talk about you, but unfortunately that's not the way I wanted to. Horus gets taken down there just on the inside of the mid lane jungle. And now PBM's getting aggressive. There's going to be the Pillar of Agony. Pulls in Nika. Gets half the health, but not enough to follow through. Wide splits the uprights there for Heroine, but it doesn't matter. Nika's still going to get taken down. Good jump, but better pull from Vote. Great beads keep Sam alive. Cuvo goes to get aggressive, but this is not a fight you want to take. Almost has the tick damage necessary to kill off Sam. They get away with murder. Go in, kill the mid laner. Technical mid laner for this set.
Yeah.
Correct it, and then fall back.
Yeah, don't know how Sam ends up living in that situation, but I mean, look at the Pillar of Agony value there from Mike. Got beads from Vote, Aegis from Nika, pulled him in, put him out of position. I mean, that's just Hades at his finest, baby. And now he's got Lonos, so he's got percent mitigation, a ton of protections in the ultimate, and some more percent damage taken on his end.
Oh, FinoK actually incredibly low here. Takes Vote up into the air, takes him down, and then just shy, just early for Neil.
No.
Doesn't get it. FinoK's alive still. Dardes goes down. Neil is chasing for the kill, but the stun is better, and FinoK lives. Hurry gets a double. They turn it all around, and it's a 3 for none.
Okay, so that is not part of the Raw solo plan, is mistiming your snipe off King Arthur ult. That is not the ideal scenario there for Raw solo. Tough.
They get the tier 1 in mid to now join the tier 1 over there in right in the gravestone for towers. Cuvo almost soloed out here by PandaCat. Actually, might still get soloed out here by PandaCat. Just shy of having that happen. PandaCat falls back onto the tier 1. Dardes, on the other hand, he's stuck in the jungle, and there's way more dragons here to fall on him. That is going to be the goal. Does get the dash, get some healing. Stays alive for now. Vote might get caught out in the jungle as well. Just now secured himself a Scorpion Pillar of Agony onto Cuvo. Fred pulls him in, gets the Aegis, and keeps him locked down. One more hit. PBM gets the kill. Fear no evil. Maybe unnecessary there for what it was able to do. And they find Vote in the jungle as well. Another couple of kills picked up for the Dragons.
That was a huge 3 there from PBM. I wonder how much that's actually doing right now, because the damage reduction from Lonos, he's just doing 0 damage with Devour Souls, but it still was enough to get the kill, of course.
Now, I think this is, the glance back at FinoK being nuts. Look at his health bar, and again, just a second too soon on that ult. He would be dead. Lives through that and gets a kill.
Okay, so 24 HP.
40.
How does this was a surprise me. How does this 2 not do enough damage?
Yeah, he drops down. He only takes 40 from that. Hey, look, this is going to be a winning build at this rate, and that's just devastating. 8,000 gold separates these two teams. 18 minutes in, Dragons get a Pyromancer. They're looking potentially for a Fire Giant. They now push that up
Neil's
to
time to
9,000
shine,
gold.
baby.
This is
Here
where the
we
snipes
go.
come in handy. Will they be able to get anything? No, they drop the FG. They're chasing down Dardes. Look at Cuvo, side of the left
just ignoring
lane. He's
Neil.
just doing whatever he can. Neil is going to get chased down. Neil is going to get caught out. Aegis used, beads used, life gone.
So unlucky.
FinoK just trying to stay alive as
Crit
of
him,
right
maybe?
now. The crit not working. The Fear no evil. He's going to live through this one. The
Bruh.
Dragons.
Oh,
keep
watch out for
him
Nika.
alive. Nika comes in and he's just short. They get 4 for none and a free Fire Giant to boot.
Okay, man. This cannot be allowed. This isn't legal for FinoK to build this way and keep getting away with it.
There's a 4-level lead in jungle and support.
Yeah, and solo. Or
And
3 levels
almost
in
solo.
Yeah, 3 levels in solo. Yeah, we like that. No one around for the Warriors. This will go down. Fred did get both towers on the left-hand side at the very least.
Crit in your game. And we'll say Hey, man, I'm not a dev. I just work here.
I just show up and cast.
Well, Panda Cat's taking a tier 2 over there in left. Hurry and Mike are taking a tier 2 in mid. The others are off over in the right-hand lane, dealing with Neil one more time. 0-5 and 0. FinoK is trying to make that an even higher number for Neil, and it's looking like he's going to be successful, but Sam finally gets taken down, shut down, credited to Cuvo Fred, and he's looking for a little bit more. Let's see if FinoK can make it work with this crit build. He goes up in the skies,
God,
he
killed
gets
him.
the kill, and he gets a double to boot. 6-0 and 10. FinoK scoffs at your
This is basically
proper
like
purchases?
2.5 item King Arthur just beat Set. He can't be. Set can't be that OP, right? He just lost that. When the Arthur has like 2.5 items.
I'm trying to think of a good argument for Set here, but
Yeah.
no, you're right.
Yeah, it's not working too well.
Well, hey, Herwind gets a lot of damage dumped into him. Luckily, he's got Panda Cat right beside him. Now he's going to be able to turn it around. Shuts down Vote before the kill can happen. Panda Cat gets Dardes. They've got 4 people ready. Well, now FinoK's over on the other side of the world, taking a tier 2. What might be the longest tier 2 I've seen someone.
Oh, he's
with
swinging
a
though.
Malice and a
131.
Deathbringer.
Oh yeah.
And this is going to be a left-hand Phoenix for the Dragons.
131 on auto.
Oh my
Just
God, it's still
absolutely
going.
Chunking. Yeah, give me this.
Whew.
Love it.
And you know what? That's commitment.
Sure
Sheer
is.
will.
Sure is.
Made sure that goes his way. 6-0 and 10 again for the Malice Deathbringer King Arthur.
No fail not though for Panda Cat. He's trolling.
This has devolved. I'm trying to figure out where to go next. 15,000 gold? That seems like a good spot to check in. 23 and a half minutes in. 15,000 gold. Let's bump that up a little bit more towards the 16,000 mark. As the Dragons take the Pyromancer. Fire Giant's going to respawn relatively soon. And once again, we enter Neil Ma's time to shine. Potential to try and steal this away, although your team needs to stay alive to do it. And unfortunately, Cuvo Fred killed off. Fear No Evil used in mid. Vote gone as well, just inside the jungle from the lane. Dardes is getting chased down by Vote, who doesn't seem to want to give that up anytime soon. Aegis just now used by Neil on the other side of the map, and he's trying to stay alive. Dardes does end up falling. Panda gets the kill he wants.
Oh, Neil on the
ult from
board.
Neil. He finally
Let's
is able to get some
go.
damage. Hurry goes down. Nika is getting chased. It looks like it should be a full-on DSI.
Oh,
but
he
Neil
did crit
is
him.
putting up work, and he's finding himself some damage. But unfortunately, the damage finds him a little more.
All right, I guess I trolled. I thought Arthur couldn't crit, but he definitely crit him. He autoed him for 429 on that auto.
So
So my
close.
apologies.
Why-
I spent a long time talking about something he could do, but who cares? This game didn't matter, and so I won't apologize.
Considering
in
how many
reality.
crits we've seen.
Yeah, don't care. Yeah,
Pretty fair.
Will not care if you tweeted me about it either, so don't even worry about it. Look, Dragons secure a winning phase as expected. You know, the Oni Warriors stay in their seeding position of 6th. The Jade Dragons secure 5th, and they avoid having a losing phase.
Seed position as they get ready to head into the group stage.
So I guess we break that one down. Yeah, the Jade Dragons, they did pretty good this time around. The Oni Warriors still having some fun with some roster swaps. Struggled a little bit throughout the duration of this one, but the second FinoK's King Arthur crit started hitting home. Well, they won the game.
That might have been the sickest ult combo was Fear No Evil and Pillar of Agony. They just don't get a move. You get pushed one way, and then you get pulled another way, and now you're just stuck in this infinite loop of where do I actually get to go? Well, the answer to that is they get to go to the gray screen for a little bit of time here. Turns out Hunbats is still a pretty good character.
Yeah, Jade Dragons honestly kind of cringe for this, right? Like the Oni Warriors came out to have some fun, and the Jade Dragons like spit on them with some like pretty standard compositions. I mean, you could say, oh, they trolled a little bit with the builds, but it still was a King Arthur inside of the Soul Lane. I mean, the only difference being Hades support, but even then, that god's good, bro. Like he's just good. There's no way, as Aggro said multiple times, that a 2-second fear can be bad.
There's just no way. And Pillar of Agony gives how many protectors? Like 100-something
Too much.
max rank? Like, it's disgusting. But we don't get to see too much Hades, so it's always fun when we do get to see gods like this come out, even in some of these more fun matches. Fun fact that also comes out of this set, Nika, the only person on the team to not get a kill the entire day.
You're going to do them like that?
Maybe it's not so much of a fun fact.
Yeah, that's a sad fact.
It is a bit of a sad fact. I'm sorry, Nika. That was kind of mean. Did the best that he could there in that mid lane.
It's
The Tiamat
top
game
damage.
1 and the Soul game 2. He was top damage. So there's your good. There's the good coming out of there. Unfortunately, the rest of your team was stealing your kills. I mean, not much the Warriors are done. So our next one is going to be the Atlantis Leviathans and the Solar Scarabs here in studio. Players are all getting set up and prepared for that match because that one does still have a lot of weight towards it. Atlantis Leviathans need this win to guarantee themselves first seed. And if there's a loss here by the Atlantis Leviathans, that could have major implications on the standings and who could be getting in those top 2 seeds.
Yeah, as we do move into the standings, we'll see a lot of parity across the top. I mean, these squads, they're competing hard to make sure that they don't have to go into a head-to-head situation. The Atlantis Leviathans, if they do lose here, it is very likely that we see some tiebreakers a little bit later on in the day, which will be casted here today, and then we will see the group breakdown after that. So you got plenty of SPL action coming.
Correct. As Mifflin stated, if there is a loss and if there is an indication that there will have to be tiebreakers that will be played immediately after this set here, all of us make sure that that does get broadcasted to you, and there will be a draft show after all of that is said and done in order for these teams to pick out their group stages and get us lined out for the second half